Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episode 4 of Watchmen. So last time we had Laurie Blake being reintroduced to the Watchmen universe, finding out what she's been doing and kind of her big change of career, and seeing how she's kind of interacting with everything that's gone on so far. It was definitely an episode focused pretty much entirely on her rather than our other characters. And again, just kind of introducing her to all the situations and characters and everything that's been going on in the first 2 episodes prior. We did get a little more Adrian Veidt as well, getting to see him killing more clones and hunting and shit. And we even got to see him don his Ozymandias costume. So that's fun. It's a little silly, admittedly, seeing Jeremy Irons wearing it, but it's also really cool. It's genuinely really cool. Now, before we begin, I do have an announcement regarding this I need to make. This is one of those shows that is very heavy. It covers very heavy, very real topics. And as I've stated in the past, while I can enjoy those shows, if they're handled in a very serious manner, I oftentimes can get burned out a lot quicker on shows like this. Because that heavy kind of shit affects me on a very mental and emotional level. To the point where it can actually get me really upset. It's a reason I had taken a break from Doom Patrol, which we will get back to still, by the way. And I hope they don't cancel that. I really hope they don't cancel Doom Patrol. There's the rumor going around that it might happen. I really hope they don't. They can cancel Titans all they want, but just not Doom Patrol. Let's not fuck over Brendan Fraser anymore, please. I already canceled Batgirl for some stupid reason. I'm getting off topic. The point is, this is definitely one of those shows, and this one is specifically dealing with a lot of heavy topics such as racism and white supremacy and shit. And this is a topic that really, really bothers me. And it's something that, because I hear it in real life all the time in the news and just current events going on and stuff, it's so heavy for me that it honestly kind of makes me depressed. And I'm not just saying depressed as like a key word here to like emphasize that I'm just sad. No, I mean like it actually brings on my depression, my literal depression, in a very, very negative way. And I'm saying that not because I'm saying I'm going to drop this. No, I don't plan to drop this because, one, it's only the one season, only 9 episodes. And 2, I'm very much enjoying it. I think it's a valuable series, plus the obvious, connections with the Watchmen comic and everything. It's like I very much want to continue this. So I'm not dropping it. Keep that in mind right off the bat. But I will be going on a break from it about partway through. And I'd say about halfway through, but technically not, because it's 9 episodes. There is no halfway through. But I'm saying, but it's going to be halfway through of my main reactions to it rather than just my first impression. To explain, let's put it this way. After the first impression reaction I did to it, I've done 2 episodes now, episodes 2 and 3. I'm going to do episode 4 this week And then next week is episode 5, and then I will be taking a break. After the break, I will come back to 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it will be 4 episodes before the break, 4 episodes after, not counting the first impressions reaction that started it all. So about halfway, basically, in terms of like actually like fully reacting to the series. So that's the plan. We're going to do today's episode, we're going to do next week's episode, and then we're going to take a break from Watchmen for the time being. And just like with Doom Patrol, this is another series we will come back to for sure. Like, there's no question about that. No debate in my mind. It's something we will be coming back to. We're just, again, taking a break from it because it's getting very heavy for me. And if it just goes too far, basically at that point it's going to cause massive burnout. It's going to cause a lot of mental and emotional issues with me. And I'm probably just going to end up being in a very bad place that's going to make me resent the show and actually drop it. Or just be very bitter during reactions to it, which is going to hurt the reactions and everything. So I want to let you guys all know right away that we will be going on a break after episode 5. But we will be coming back to it. We're just going to take a break, come back to it later after we've had enough room to breathe. Because the thing is, if the show was a little more comical and funny, or even just if it was an animation, a lot of animations tend to like not go super heavy with it in terms of like the tone and everything. I think it would be a little easier to sit through, but because it's like this live action and it's very serious, like there's some cheesiness to it, but is about as much as you expect from like a comic book property. But otherwise, it's very serious, very intense, very heavy, and it's just it's getting to me. Just like Doom Patrol did, it's getting to me, so I need to just take a break, take a breather, come back to it when I'm ready for it. And at that point, we should be good. I don't know how long the break is going to be needed. It's just going to depend. And obviously, it's going to be different for different shows. Like Doom Patrol. Honestly, Doom Patrol we only took as long as of a break from because we had other shows we were getting to at that point. We will be bringing back Doom Patrol as soon as we can. But yeah. With this, it's just I need to take a little bit of a break. It's just for now. But like I said, we will get through episode 5 first. Just to have it at that halfway point. Unless this episode really fucks me up. I will put that caveat in right away. If this episode really, like, messes with me or fucks me up or whatnot, we will take that break in episode early. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this episode. I don't know where this is going. I don't know how the attention of this series is going to start being split between Angela and Lori. I don't know. And I don't know how much heavier they're going to start going into things because they've only kind of just like scratched the surface. And it's already affecting me as much as it is. And that's saying something. Again, a lot of it has to do with just the seriousness of the topics and how they're handled in this, but still. So either way, we are going to get on with this. We'll watch the preview just to get a good feeling for what happened last time and how that's going to tie into this time. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So before anything, just to explain what all that's about out there, someone's by to fix our steps. We have some like issues with our steps in front of our house on our porch and all. So yeah, the dog's losing it because people were out there working on that. This episode was very interesting. It kind of combined the things now that we've seen Angela in 2 episodes, now we've seen Lori in 1, and it kind of combined them into one, and just kind of merged their stories pretty well, actually. We get some more mystery, a new character is introduced, and some new stuff that's just kind of brought up and brought into things regarding this woman who bought Adrian Veidt's company and everything, who's a trillionaire, which is like Jesus. And she seems pretty suspicious working with Will. Don't know why, don't know what their goal is here, but I don't know, I get a bad feeling about it. We see that Angela has gotten her car back, kind of leaving, coming in where last episode left off. And she finds some pills in the car, which apparently she was supposed to find. Will wanted her to look into them, so she ends up doing so, even before she knows that he was wanting her to. And she brings them to the mirror mask guy, I can't remember his name, for him to look into it. We also have some moments with Angela and her husband kind of talking about, like, you know, Lori had come to visit him and talk to him about things, ask some questions. We have the fact that Angela brings up to the mirror mask guy that the chief of police was clearly a white supremacist and had an old school Klan cloak and mask and everything. A lot of stuff was very much touched on, but I'm really going to focus these afterthoughts into one thing. And Jesus, she's starting to give me a headache. I'm trying to get her to stop. I'm trying to use my hairbrush to, like, I don't know, get her to get down. But I think she's going to be barking like this for a while. Either way, I'm going to try to get all my thoughts out here before I start to throw stuff at her. I made it very clear in the reaction that there was a part of this episode that really bothered me on a very physical, emotional, and mental level. Like, it bothered me to the point where it was, it actually made me nauseous. We have seen already in the episodes leading up to now that Adrian Veidt has been cloning his servants, and that they are expendable to him. That he's willing to kill them, to take them out, and just bring in new ones. That was clear already, and that was already pretty fucked up, but this episode delves deeper into that concept and into that idea, and shows that, one, he's apparently not the creator of them, he just farms them, which is interesting, but that he pulls them up as like these, I guess you could call them babies, but they're almost fetus-like, actually, from the lake. He pulls them up in these crab traps, and he then, I used the term like re-moisturized them or rehydrated them, but they were in the water in the first place, so it's not quite that. I don't know how to describe. I don't know exactly how it works, but he basically put them in a machine for, like, he put them in the microwave for 5 minutes practically, and they turned into fully grown servants. And apparently their processes like take a bit to work. It takes a bit for them to realize who they are, to be able to speak and everything. But we see so heavily in this how expendable they are, and more so the enjoyment he gets out of launching them into the air, the absolute lack of any level of human decency and empathy that he has for others, and it affected me to a very, very negative point. And I'm not saying this is a fault with the episode necessarily, because it's like that's clear what they're trying to do for his character. He's supposed to be shown in that way, but it fucked me up. I was not okay. And I'm still not. I almost kind of pride myself, as weird as it sounds, as and everything. I almost kind of pride myself on being a very empathetic person, on deeply caring about humanity and about people and their rights and just their validity as people, as humans. So anytime I see anything where living beings that have sentience to some degree, that have the ability to form some level of thought and have, they're human to some degree. Anytime I see anything like that, where they're treated as lesser or as fake or as invalid, it bothers the shit out of me. It doesn't even, it's not even that it makes me angry. It just legitimately makes me sick. And very much physically, just as much as mentally and emotionally. One of my favorite games of all time is Detroit Become Human, and they're androids in that. But the same kind of idea applies, especially with the deviants being able to have full sentience, full human free will and everything. And it's just like, I couldn't see them as anything else but valid people, worth fighting for. And so seeing here, with it happening with these clones, it's like, even though it's been implied and everything that they're created without the ability to like question anything, they're created with the sheer purpose of being entirely subservient to their master, Adrian in this case, and that they really can't break out of that. It's like, I kind of want it to have a Detroit Become Human moment where they break out of that programming and are able to become sentient people. Because as it is right now, it is so fucking disgusting the way he treats them, the way they're so expendable to them, and the way he treats them after their death, just launching them to God knows where with a trebuchet. It's like, what the fuck? I don't understand how anyone could be that lacking in humanity. And it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And Jesus, dog. Hopefully she stops. She eventually gets tired of barking if she barks for long enough, but anyway, I talked in the pre-thoughts about how if this that I would continue on to episode 5 and take a break from there, unless this episode fucked me up enough. This episode fucked me up enough. I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head for a while, if I'm being completely honest. I'm on the verge of crying right now. It bothered me that much. Like, I can feel it welling up in my eyes, and it's like, I'm not okay with that. And it's just, again, I know that's the point. I'm not blaming the show, and I'm still making it clear that I like the show very much, because it's tackling tough shit like this, and it's handling it and showing that it's bad. It's not making it seem like it's questionable or good. It's showing that it's bad. And it's something I definitely want to continue watching, and we will. But we definitely need a break. I definitely need a break. And I wish we could have made it to episode 5 just to have that kind of perfect split there, as I talked about in the pre-thoughts, but I don't know what's going to happen next. And I feel like this series is only going to progressively get more and more intense with that kind of shit. So I think it's the right decision to just take our break here and then go full into it in the second half. So yeah, we're going to be taking our break. We'll come back to this after the fact, and all should be good. But that being said, what's going to replace this then? That's the big question, right? So what is going to take this spot for the time being? Well, this slot is, as you know, a First Impressions continuation slot. It has specifically been for shows that I have done a First Impressions reaction to and wanted to continue. We currently have another one of those going with Jujutsu Kaisen. And so I've been thinking, do I want to just maybe bring it down to one impression slot for the moment? Or do I want to continue into continuing with the impression stuff? And I've decided I'm going to bring it down to to one right now. And there's a specific reason for that. I wouldn't do this except that there's currently 2 different shows out that are currently going that I really want to get to. And I don't want to have to wait too long for both of them. So we're going to get to one of them right now, and we're going to... And this was going to happen after episode 5 anyway, so that's not really changing with just the fact that we're putting this on hold a week earlier than expected. But yeah, that's basically what's happening here. We're going to take it to one of the shows that are currently coming out that I've been wanting to get to. And the other one will come when the next spot opens up. I already got it planned for that, so no worries there. But the show we are going to be getting to next, in that case, is Harley Quinn Season 3. This just recently started coming out, and I am very excited for it after the first 2, and especially because of where this is going into, with Harley and Ivy being a couple now, like very actively so. So I'm very, very excited for that. And yeah, we will be starting that right away next week. And then once we're done with that, we'll be coming right back into Watchmen on this slot. And the other show, for those who might be curious, the other show I've been wanting to get to lately is Devil's a Part-Timer Season 2. That will be coming as soon as we can get to it. So letting you know that as well. We will be getting to that soon too. But for the time being, we will be taking our break, because this episode really did fuck me up. Jesus. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it, but it's like I wasn't. I should have been, but I wasn't. But yeah, it just really bothered me on a very heavy level, so. But we will come back to this. I'm very much enjoying this series, as dark and heavy as it gets. But in the meantime, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of Watchmen. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.